bits, but not for him. And you got stew and ale. Leave your axe at the door.
We can never leave this land.
Well, they told us that right at the outset. That was clear.
Okay, so let's start this one off with a d20 on roll 20.
Ah. Ooh, hope that's not how the dice go all night.
Well, it's a pretty good start, but Fenn and Oz roll once more to see who does the recap.
Ha! Was trying to get the low rolls out of the way early.
Well, it looks like the sick one is doing the recap. Might not
Sicko.
be the best, judging by how you reacted during the scene in total, but we'll see what we come up with.
So, from Fenn's point of view, we kind of had a very hazy plan, but a plan nonetheless, and we stormed the castle. We had burst into the windmill to try and get that surprise on them, and proceeded to just run up the stairs all the way up the windmill, only to find a bunch of children around. I believe it was like 3 girls chained to the center pole, a girl on the bed who was chained up, and then 2 boys who were in the
2 boys, yeah.
cage.
That is almost completely correct. There was only 2 girls chained to the center, but 1 girl was not chained at all. And that's the one you have at the end.
I thought she was the one that was on the bed.
No.
Oh, okay. I see. So didn't really think much of that, just kind of like, where are the witches? Tried asking the children, where are the witches? The children did not answer. I don't know if we asked the boys.
You did not ask them anything.
Yeah. So we only asked the girls, and they refused to answer. Very frustrating all around, but we broke the chains to the children, released the boys. Did the boys run out?
They did.
Okay. Yeah. So the boys took off. The girls chose to hang out and cower, and Hazel went up and asked the girls, like, well, come on, tell us where the witches are. And they're like, we're so scared. Look at those scary guys, get them out of here. And so Fenn and his 2 scary boys went upstairs into the loft, and then Hazel led these girls downstairs. Once they left that top portion, Fenn and his boys came down and were like, well, what do we do now? Until we heard a scream, to which we ran downstairs, saw a girl screaming, saw the witches, did not see the other 3 girls, but saw witches instead in their place, and Hazel freaking out. And so we started to attack. Attacking was going well until it wasn't. One of the witches was severely damaged and just disappeared. Pop. Gone. Another witch tried to run away. Hazel ran away and disappeared. Don't know where she went until Fenn went outside and found her. Fenn's sword broke, and that really pissed him off because that wasn't part of the fight plan at all. And And then the another witch disappeared, like jumped out the window. So Fenn went after to at least with like, we gotta kill at least one of them to make it worth it. And then she disappeared. Fenn went around to go back into the front, saw Hazel, knew Hazel could go to a different plane, and told her to go do that and find the witches. Where are they? What direction? So we can go after them. Hazel did that, saw the witches, heard some stuff, came back, and was like, oh, they're planning something. Oh, I knew we shouldn't have done this. Fenn, not wanting to hear that, went upstairs to try and at least finish off the other one, only to see Hume passed out on the ground, bleeding out. His other undead buddy just down, and Oz still trying to fight the last remaining witch. So Fenn came up to try and help, and then that witch disappeared. Is that a good recount?
Yes, it
Excellent
was.
recap.
Although, note at the very beginning, you were traveling south on the river, against the current, and then decided to travel north, kind of throwing off the DM's plans for what was going to happen, but went back to earlier times when the DM planned other things revolving around what you had said you were going to do. But you are at a point where you have a new ally. Hume seems to have summoned this shadow creature. And you did summon Sir Pratchett again, only to have him vaporized with a lightning bolt. And then you did have your horse also trash the kitchen of the windmill
Oh yeah.
while you were
Yeah.
fighting the witches.
While we were storming the castle, just
Yes. To add insult to injury and make sure that they couldn't make any more pastries and whatnot. And then, like, after your fight, the girl was finally passed out. The one little girl that wasn't one of the three witches. She is now in your care, though she's still unconscious. So you were going to head outside the windmill as you are now and discuss what to do next, because you came here for some dead witches, ended up with a little girl. This child is probably around 11 years old, 10 or 11. So what would you like to do?
Okay. Say about. Say, do you think this could be that girl that when we were delivering the wine and they
The Vistanis,
exactly?
we can ask her.
Okay, go ahead. I don't really speak little girl.
You'll have to wake her up first.
I don't really speak, little girl. And it tends to be frightened of me for some reason. Could be my charisma of like 4, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have great charisma either.
No, my charisma's 6, but
Yeah.
it's-
I'll talk
Yep.
to her. I'll go up to her and take a look at her and see what kind of shape she's in.
sleeping still.
Okay, roll a medicine.
Okay.
Okay, so you go over and inspect her. She seems like she's had quite a startle. She looks as if her skin is flushed. She's a little cold to the touch. though she's unconscious, she's breathing rather quickly. She doesn't look physically harmed in any way, and you even check her wrists and her neck. There doesn't seem any sign of shackles or rope or anything that might have led to an injury or a burn. Other than her being frightened in the past 5 minutes from seeing the witches, she looks unscathed.
I am going to cast Remove Curse on her. Curses affecting one creature or object end. Just to see, just to make sure.
Okay. So you lay a hand on her forehead and mutter the words to remove said curse.
Can I use insight or medicine or anything to see if I note any change after that?
You can keep that medicine roll. You don't notice anything different, though. With your touch on her forehead, she seems, her breathing seems to slow to a normal pace, like a comfort, as it were.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to cast Lesser Restoration.
Okay. Which condition are you trying to remove?
Paralyzation.
The fact that she's asleep.
Maybe paralyzation or yeah.
Sleep isn't a condition that's listed.
I didn't think
Paralyzation?
that list was exhaustive. You're
Disease,
saying it is? Those
blinded,
are the only
deafened,
4
paralyzed, or
conditions that
poisoned.
it can affect?
Yes.
Well, that's dumb.
Well, you don't have to. I mean, you can wake her. Try waking her by normal means if you like, before you cast a spell on her.
I thought we already did that.
I
She wouldn't wake up.
didn't mention that.
I don't think we've done anything. We just finished the fight and brought Hume back and did healing.
And through all that, she didn't wake up.
No. I'm not sure
Through
who.
the entire fight.
No,
Through being hauled downstairs.
She passed out after
But
the
she
fight.
was screaming. She just kept screaming during the fight. Just nonstop screaming.
She wasn't the girl in the bed. You already waked that girl up, like before you went downstairs.
And she went with the other girls down with Hazel, and then we heard her screaming.
The girl the girl in the bed was strapped to the bed, and this girl was not strapped to anything or chained or anything like that.
The girl that was strapped to the bed, what became of her?
She was one of the witches.
Oh, okay. Weird. That was a setup. Well, okay, my friends, I need to tell you that when I went to the shadow realm, as it were, I heard the witches talking, and their plan was to have us deliver something to the village that would, like a bomb, go off and bring all their plans to fruition, and that we were going to help them do that. I cannot help but think that our nature, to take this child to help in the village or into a town will be exactly what they were talking about. The second thing is that the witches then acknowledged that they realized I was there. So now we add that element to it, and it's as if they were talking about plans right out loud, expecting that we would do them, even though we knew exactly what we were doing. I'm not sure. I would love to hear your thoughts on this.
You raise a good point. So maybe we should kill the lass right now.
No, I think that's not within my abilities. I'm not going to do something like that. But
They, what kind of bomb were they talking about? Like,
I don't know. They said it seems like an age now, but they said that our plans will all
do you want to
come
roll
together.
history?
Yes, please, so that
Okay.
I can know what happened.
Oh, very nice. So, after like saying this and recalling, you remember them saying that they wanted you to bring the child to town, because that was their plan. But you also remember that they did know that you were there. So it could be a double bluff or
Exactly.
something of that nature. So you aren't really sure of what their plan actually is. Though they didn't say anything about magic happening. They just said take
Okay.
the child to the town.
Right.
Also didn't say what town.
Right. Okay.
So we just
Thank you.
I was wondering that.
leave the child here. Like we don't just.
Well, we can't leave her here.
Is she a
And
real?
obviously, we can't just kill her. I was just joking there. I hope you realize that.
Well,
tried
how
to
do we know
remove-
that she's real? How do we know she's a real person?
Are you suggesting she's another witch?
Maybe another witch, or maybe a spirit or golem or something. Like freaking, I'm able to summon a horse that looks pretty real, but I know it's not real.
Can somebody
True.
dispel her of
Spell
her?
magic or true sight or something.
I did cast remove curse on her, and it did not seem to have any effect whatsoever. So
I'm gonna
Whatever-
cast dispel. I'm just gonna go to the lady and I'm gonna. She's not touch. No, it's not touch. I'm gonna cast dispel magic.
Okay.
Level 3. Because that's all I have.
So you cast this on the little girl, and when you do so, nothing immediately happens, but she does start to stir and wake. You feel as though something should have happened. Like you've got this like intuition that this should have worked, but nothing of the sort you expect happens. And when you finish casting the spell, she rolls to the side and opens her eyes and looks at all of you. And since it's not a sight that she is necessarily not expecting, because she saw you all and you were all very helpful at the top of the windmill, she doesn't reel back and scream again. She just kind of like rubs her head and looks at everyone and says, Did we do okay? Is everyone okay?
Oh, I do not trust this. I'm just gonna ignore what she says and turn to the party and be like, something's not right with her. Like, that should have worked. but I don't know. It didn't, and I don't know why, but it should have. It felt like it should have. So where do we go from here?
I just hate this place.
Hey,
It
girl.
makes us do evil things.
What's your name? What's your name, girl?
She kind of like looks uneasily at Oz, and then like towards Hazel, and notices that the danger is gone. She sees that everyone's more of a calm. Fenn is not. Fenn is on edge, but she sees Hazel, whom she trusted, back in the windmill, and so she'll turn to Oz and say, my name is Leleni."
Is that the name of the girl from the Vistani?
No, it is the name that the witches mentioned when you were in the ethereal plane.
Okay. Vistani, what do you know of the witches' plans with you? What have they told you they were going to do with you?
I I don't. I'm not Vistani. I live in Valaki.
I understand, but these women that had you here, did they tell you what they planned to do with you?
No, they had the boys. They said that they were gonna turn them into food. But
I understand that.
They-
Yes.
they said something else. They said that I wasn't to be like the boys. They had something else going on, but I don't know. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Well, I think we should take her home. I mean,
Oh, we can't go to Valaki. We're not allowed.
we can't just leave her here.
Just, I mean, give her some money.
I don't see we have
Well,
much choice,
I-
and they're bound to see it when we at Milwaukee. And besides, they've never met me.
That's true.
You
Oz
could
could
in.
go into Valaki.
You comfortable with that? Going in by yourself?
If I have to.
Well, I mean, I don't trust it.
It's
Don't
true.
trust-
We might be helping a child. We might be helping the witches, but they could have been bluffing. Or they could have just been so sure that we would do this no matter what, that they didn't mind that they were telling me exactly what their plans
Well,
were.
We can take her home and keep our eyes open on the way. Just be on our guard. But I don't see any other choice than leave her for the wolves.
Maybe we
Yeah.
could go into the town, find her parents, and bring her parents to her outside of the town.
Would we? What then?
I could try.
Well,
Would we
if
have to deny her parents life with their child? Or would we have to force them to leave their home in Valaki?
I don't think
That-
if they're
that
just normal
means-
people.
No, I think that that you just wait outside of Locky with the child, and I go in and find her parents and bring them out to meet her. Right?
right. That way we're not bringing the child into town, but we still are taking her to safety. And the parents can determine if anything has happened to their child. They know her better than anyone.
Right, but I'm just thinking afterwards.
There's been some sort
Well-
of charm, or I don't know what the
Oh, I don't know
horrible
what
things this.
after she's reunited with her parents, then it's all of our hands.
Then,
True.
are we?
None of our concern.
You haven't been here long enough.
It's true. Everything's our concern.
Once we get the child to the outskirts of Valaki and bring her parents there, her parents are going to want to be reunited, and take the child into town. If this is part of the witch's plan, we've just did it exactly what they wanted. But if we bring the parents to her and force them to leave their home, we're forcing adults out of their home. This is a very tricky situation.
The idea is, if the child is some kind of a trap, that her parents would likely notice the problem. And we already know that she's not under a curse.
That's true.
It's true.
I don't know what kind of spell could really turn her into a walking disaster.
True. We don't
While
know.
you're discussing this, the Lenny will be kind of like walking around. Whoever is keeping an eye on her, you will notice that her gaze is on the horse, and while you're discussing this, she will say, "Is it okay if I pet your horse?"
No, stay away from my horse. Horse, stay away from her.
She was reaching out when you said that, as if like she presumed a yes answer, but when you said no, she'll reel back and like have a upset look on her face as she's
Aw.
denied petting an animal.
Oh,
I
kid.
think I think that we should get some rest and get healed up, and then we'll be better prepared to make a final decision before we head out.
Well, it's
Right.
only like 2 in the afternoon. I don't know if we can get rest right now.
Oh, it's true.
We can rest for an hour.
Yeah, let's take an hour. We can
All right.
Well,
heal our wounds.
I can sleep during the day.
A special dwarf trait. They're actually like awake during the night.
You can take as many long rests as you want during the day. That should be a trait for the cat race.
Right?
Yeah, really.
Okay, but really, I didn't know there was a restriction on a time of day that you could.
It's not a
rest on your
restriction.
bed or-
It's not a restriction on time. It's you can only rest
You can only
every
take a
8
long
hours?
rest
a long rest every 8 hours. No, every
once a day.
20. Yeah.
You can only long rest once a day. You can take as many
Okay.
short rests as you want, but you can only take an
So why would that
official,
be?
mechanically long rest once a day.
Ah,
And you rested the night before, so you would you'd have the same normal sleep cycle.
Okay, let's take an 8-hour rest, and then we can take our real rest.
You want to
Oh.
take 8 short rests?
he's trying to get his health back. More spells.
I'm trying
short-
to stay.
A short rest will get your health back.
No, it won't. It'll only get me a few points.
Well, no, it won't get all your health back, but you'll be able to roll hit die and get some health back.
Because we do have 9 hit dice.
It's
So
a
potentially-
mechanic. It's a
I used
mechanic
them
in the
last
game.
time.
No, they regain after a long rest. And we had a long rest before we came to the windmill. So
A
you have
long
all
rest
9 back.
restores all hit points and half your hit die. And a short rest, you can expend those hit die. So you can heal up during a short rest. And other things, like if you spent Channel Divinity, clerics and paladins get that back. Wizard gets some spell slots back. Fighters get their second wind, and
Alright.
monks get
Alright.
their key back.
We'll take a short rest, and I'll start using
Okay.
hit dice. How do I do that?
You just click the word hit dice under the number. So you are all settling down outside this windmill, surrounded by these posts of indicating grave sites. You don't have to use all of them either. You can use as many as you want, up to however many your level is. So 9 total. Just up until you're at full health too.
24 and 9 is 33.
So
37.
as you are settling in, she
it's
will
42.
kind of like start walking around all the these wooden posts here, kind of checking, see what's up, like making any kind of entertainment for her, because she was denied touching the animal, so she doesn't want to stray too far from her rescuers, while also not wanting to go inside the place of horror that is the windmill.
I'm gonna use my hit die now, and
And as you are all resting, Hume will kind of speak up and say, "So, do we have any idea about where the witch has gone? I feel like that's our next goal. Do we know where they might have gone to rest up, since we are pretty much keeping track of their home base?"
have no idea where they've gone. Hazel had gestured towards that direction, and I point towards the direction.
To the west,
At
into the
Hazel.
forest.
Yeah, to the west in the forest. But we know the forest isn't an ideal place to go to. If we are to take on the witches again, we need a better plan. Like, I don't know how to combat them from just disappearing like they did.
I know. I just got to get them outside.
Hazel, do you know of any way that might prevent you from going to the ethereal plane? You seem to be the closest to them, since you are able to do that.
I do not see that. I'm looking at the etherealness rule here, or looking at that, and I do not see. If you know, can I roll something, like roll wisdom or something, to see if I know of a way to stop it? Because I don't see it in the description of it here.
Well, you're a wizard, so you might know more about magic than the other three. You could say that not being able to, uh, like being unconscious or stunned or paralyzed, any of the, like, preventing someone from performing any actions would be able to
Okay.
prevent it.
All right, that's the only thing I said. Yeah, I have to use an action to do it. So, yes, if I was bound, so that I couldn't perform an action, then I would not be able to go to the ethereal plane.
So, like,
If I was
hold person?
unconscious, yes. If I was unconscious or restrained,
What if we chopped, like, per se, your arms off? Would
I
that
don't-
prevent you?
I don't know.
Do you have to will it, or do you
Enter
have
in
to
it.
speak it?
Yeah, do you need to do...
It doesn't say. It's just I can just do this. It doesn't let me look the spell up.
So
If there's
you
a
just have to
spell, I
think about it, and it happens. You don't have to
Okay.
speak any words,
Yeah, it
do any
doesn't say.
magic.
Right. You just think about it. So I don't think so. I think
So
you'd have to be unconscious.
strictly unable to think it to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So potentially hold person could work.
Or poison.
Would poison work?
Fenn, after all this has happened, do you think they're people? Do you think hold person would be be effective on them?
I don't know. I don't know. Never tried it, I guess.
Fenn, I'll have you roll a history check. Kind of
Okay.
recall from last session.
I'll go ahead and do my
You can also wait until the roll has happened before you use your past life stuff. Oh, well.
5. I'll go ahead and use a knowledge of the past.
Okay.
The past of a few minutes ago. It feels like a lifetime, though.
It does, yeah.
D6. Not that it will give me much, but
11 might. Okay. So as you're recalling, you used one of your paladin abilities to determine if one of them was nearby.
oh, that's right. I sensed fiendish energy. Right?
Yes.
That's what I'm recalling.
Yes.
They're not human. They're not. Fiends come from a different plane of existence, right? They aren't of this plane.
If you want, you can roll a religion, or have any of the 3 religious people roll religion.
Yeah, help me figure this out. Let's have a powwow about this.
Okay.
I believe that that's true. Yes. I'm actually not great on religion.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that
Right.
-3.
Well, it's still a crit. So Hume says, yes, fiends are generally from the plane of hell, one of the 9 hells. Though I'm not sure if it would be a demon or a devil.
From that old lady, I got fiendish energy.
Maybe not one of the 2,
Alright.
but
I don't know about the other 2, but from the old lady, she's not human. So hold person would not work. But if there's
Buddy.
anything that works against fiends,
well, you're
Work.
a paladin, right? Do you know
I
what
like to call
kind of?
myself that.
Oh, well, you get your strength from the divine.
Yeah.
So do you have anything that would be effective against fiends? Cleric, you as well. Do you
Well,
have any?
if I meet up with them again, I could always cast banishment and see if that works.
Hell yeah. Just banish
Appropriate.
them.
I
Now
get
I've-
that joke. Yeah, good.
Yeah, and I've got 3 of that level spells. Lots. I mean, I could just go banish every turn, and see what happens.
We just have to find them.
Yeah.
We just have to find them.
Maybe have you been able to contact?
And if we're outdoors, I'll give them a
deities?
taste of that lightning they're so fond of. They'll see what lightning really is.
Bring down the thunderhammer, as it were.
Aye.
Have you been able to contact your deities lately?
No.
It's not like Thor and I are actually on a first name basis.
You just
We're just
name
we're
dropped
just
him anyway.
acquaintances.
So
yeah.
I don't
Have you been-
presume that if I talk to him, he'll listen. We'll put it that way.
have you talked to anyone else that has been giving you some sort of power?
I have. I talked to Vecna, who gave me the power to, raise my buddies and bring you back to life.
I appreciate that. Though I'm still quite tired from being dead and all.
I mean, yeah, it takes a lot. You were only dead for like a few seconds, but
It felt
Not
like a
easy.
lifetime. maybe they have some information on what to do next.
Well, I'm not always able to contact my guy, but I could try.
Hazel, have you talked to anyone? I know you're not religious like us, but
I don't talk to the gods. Uh, you know, fiends. I mean, I avoid them. I'm sorry. I don't do the hell and all of that. I'm a person of arcane knowledge, not celestial.
maybe if we are all wizards, we could all teleport to the ethereal plane and have a fight there.
True. Yeah. Well, it didn't do me any good. I don't think one person against these women is going to be any help.
No, but I'm saying if we all studied a bit into the wizard
Yeah.
ideology, we might be able to
Oh,
teleport there with you.
I see. Well, I don't think we have time for that. You see how old I am? Well, it's taken most of these years to learn what I know. So, well, we know we're taking the young lady to the town, and my feeling is that these women will find us. We don't need to look for them.
Aye. Well, we'll have to do something with this little lady one way or t'other. So I'll still say, let's just take her home and then see what may happen.
Has everyone searched the? Did we search the house
Windmill?
thoroughly? Yes. Did we search
No.
the windmill thoroughly?
No searching has been done. No searching has been done.
Perhaps it would be a good idea to do that. Perhaps we can. I don't know. We did sort of wreck their kitchen. I don't know how much it'll stop the killing of children, but I don't anything we can do to stop them from being able to make their pastries.
All right, let's go searching.
I will go up to the top floor and search anything that looks like it can be opened or possibly searched.
Okay.
Including checking for loose floorboards and knocking on the wall. And overturning the mattress and slitting it open. I'm just trying to cover everything.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so Oz wants the second floor. Who wants where?
I'll look through the cooking area on the main floor, and I will any ingredients I find I will destroy as I go.
I'm gonna Fenn's gonna approach Hume and just kind of say like, so like, I know it's been a few millennia, centuries for me to recall this, but I remember us paladins having an ability to abjure enemy. Are you capable of doing something similar?
What? Do what to what?
Abjure enemy. Something like causing fiends and undead to essentially be afraid of us, where they can't attack us. Their speed is they can't move. Something like that.
Well, I had a sister a long time ago that went into temple to be a priest, and she actually became a cleric. She said that clerics can do that, like turn the undead away from them in fear. But I've never been taught that.
I have something like that. That's something, but it works on fiends. I just don't know how effective it would be, but I can use it next time we come across the old ladies.
That would be very helpful. Maybe turn them away from me because I don't want to die again.
Again.
I figure my turn undead works on only undead, but I don't cast it because our party contains undead.
I think you can
True.
choose who is turned. I don't think.
I didn't see that.
Does it say all undead?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna share my thing, just so you have reference of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I
This is
understand what you're talking about. I'm
kind of-
role playing because
a
Hume
good
does
thing.
not have that. That is an oath thing.
Oh, I see. Okay. Because I know that clerics have like turn undead, but I wasn't sure if they had anything for fiends or if that's just kind of paladin only.
It says each undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet of you must make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, so do
so
that out of sight of your undead friends.
So that's, yeah, it's like every undead
Right.
that can see or hear me is affected.
Be very helpful if you didn't have undead in this party. But this is a horror campaign, so you gotta have some spookiness.
You gotta have some undead with you.
Undead.
Oops, didn't mean to do that.
Is there
That's
a
fine.
smite that works well too?
So, if you look at your thing, paladins have
Damn it, I'm just trying to close.
divine smite. If you use a paladin spell, you can do an additional 1d8 or 2d8 on undead or fiend.
Oh, divine smite. I was like looking at my spells list. I have branding smite and it says it does radiant damage. Does radiant damage affect fiends? Would I know that as a paladin?
You might know that radiant damage does extra damage versus some fiends, but not all.
Okay. But divine smite, extra
Yes,
damage.
that will do extra damage.
And then magic weapon. It says that I can oh, never mind. I guess I was thinking of a different weapon. I thought there was a weapon where you could specify what kind of damage it does.
Maybe? I don't remember though.
Magic weapon.
Alright, so Oz is upstairs checking out the grind room. This is you weren't here last time, so I can describe what you see. The dirt-caked windows allow very little light to enter this 8-foot high chamber, most of which is taken up by a large millstone connected to a wooden gear shaft that rises through the ceiling in the center of the room. And then there are stone staircases leading up and down on opposite sides of the windmill. You see a lot of you also see scattered around very haphazardly, very messy, some bones along with piles of white powder and a broom that is standing upright against one of the walls. And I'm not sure where Fenn and Hume are at the moment. They're probably still outside discussing how to deal
Yeah,
with
I think
fiends.
so.
The little girl is like just sitting up against the the stairs, like just waiting to be taken to a town or disposed of, whatever fate you decide to put upon this little girl. But
She's had a good
Hazel,
life.
Yes.
you are searching around the kitchen. You have been here before, so you see the stone oven. It has gone cold as it is not been used to make pastries recently. The
Okay.
the cupboards and the shelves that once had different kinds of potions, herbs, ingredients for whatever concoctions they were making have now been completely thrashed and destroyed. And as you are looking around, you feel something heavy weigh on your mind. And before you have a chance to utter anything, you feel as if something is coming over your eyes very slowly go down as your lids are heavy.
Oh no.
And I want you to move to the private room.
Ah. Okay.
All right. So, you kind of you don't get exhausted physically. You're mentally exhausted. You've had quite a day, and you feel as if the rush of your day has just come into fruition as you're looking around at all this wreckage. And you close your eyes very slowly, and you finally are able to reopen your eyes. And there is a table in the middle of the room that is unscathed, with a chair facing away from you, but it's on your side of the table. But opposite you, there is someone you recognize from a long time ago. It is a woman that is dressed in a shawl over her head, clothes or ragged cloth is wrapped around her. She's very comfortable looking, but this person, you recognize her because she has one single eye in the middle of her head, very large, taking up most of her head. And she looks at you and she says,
Well, it's been a while, but I am both grateful and disappointed to see you.
I'm sorry. I recognize her.
yes, you recognize her from right after you left the castle. You saw her in a dream.
Oh. Oh gosh, that was so long ago.
It was a long time ago.
I saw her in a dream, and I cannot remember anything. I'm sorry, my dear. It has been so long since I saw you, and I have adventured so far and been through so much that I can barely remember the wisdom that you had for me.
I
I am
understand. Some old age brings forgetfulness.
true. Yes, that is true.
I did ask you to spread the word of the Great Mother for so long, and you have not said one word about myself to anyone.
Ah, the Great Mother. Um, if only I knew more of of you. I know so little. It's so new to me.
Well, I think now it might be a good idea to spread the word of my name because my other followers have gone astray.
And
They once lived here, but now they've been driven away.
You're talking about the women that live in this house? Were your
Yes,
followers?
they were, but they have done so much against what I teach.
And what did they do against what you teach?
I did give them the power to bring comfort in others, but they took the lives of young ones to do so, and that is not what I want.
I see. Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Well, my next task for you, you do not have to spread my name for now, but I would like you to dispose of those 3 women.
And how we have tried this on more than one occasion, and each time they elude us through the shadow realms. They go into the ethereal plane, and we cannot. I can follow them to the ethereal plane. I think you gave me that power, but I have no power there. And I am alone, and I'm not strong enough to defeat them myself.
You must find a method of magic to prevent them from passing into the other plane.
All right. I will. I don't know what that would be. I will look through what I have and see if I can. It may be that I don't that is not within my power.
I'm sure you'll come up with something. Just do a little brainstorm with your friends.
I will, and I will try to take these evil women out. This is something we'd like to do. Do you have any knowledge of their plans with this child that they've left behind? I overheard them, and they knew I was hearing them say that their plans were going to be completed if we brought this child to the village. And that's exactly what we wish to do, is to bring it to safety. But do you know
Yes.
anything?
Bringing the child to a village will cause chaos to erupt. She will be sought as a witch and sought to burn. This will bring discord to the village. I want you to raise the child. She was going to be raised by the 3 ladies, and taught their ways, continuing their practices away from the Great Mother. But I want you to teach her your ways of comfort.
Well, that is my way. All right, I will try to do as you say. Not that the road is a very safe place for a child. I don't know what I can do with her until we can leave this terrible place, but I have no plans to stay in Barovia. Once I can leave, so
If
I need to find.
If you need a safe haven, go to the town of Brez. There is one of my followers there. She will look after the child while you are busy.
Town of Brez. All right. And I look for a follower of the mother. Okay, I'm writing this down.
I will bestow upon you another gift to ensure your safety and your devotion to myself.
All right.
As well as a powerful tool against those ladies.
And she produces from her cloak a ring. And she walks to the table and sets it down. And you see this ring has a large eye that has been set into where the stone would be. And this eye is moving around rapidly, checking out the room. And after a few moments, it will look at you and stop moving and stare.
So creepy.
You will find your gift when you awaken. Do this one thing for me. Get rid of the former followers. More gifts will follow. If you do need to contact me directly, I will be waiting at the Amber Temple.
Amber Temple. All right. It's one of the places we wanted to go.
And as she finishes what she says, she takes a step back away from the table, the ring still on there, staring at you. And you feel the scene around you start to fade as you start to wake up. And we'll move back to the other chat.
Okay. Boop, boop. Okay,
Hello.
we're back.
Hello.
So, Hazel, you start to wake up again, and you see the kitchen was as it was before you lost consciousness for a moment, and you see an item on the table in front of you that wasn't there when you first entered.
Okay. And it is it the ring?
Yes.
Okay. And I'll pick it up and take a look at it, and I'm sure it looks right back at me.
Yes, the eye that is set into the ring stares at you. No matter where you move it, it's like one of those it's like one of those paintings that follows you as you walk around the room. No matter where you move the ring, it constantly stares at you.
Oh
Fun.
boy. Oh, I love the idea of what this thing does. Great. All right, I will put it on.
That is not the ring that I just sent
Oh.
you. That is the gift. The ring
Oh.
is.
The gift is not the ring. Oh. Oh, I thought that was the same thing. Ew! Ah!
Wow.
Lovely.
Look at that.
Okay, so Hazel, you find a mess of a kitchen, ingredients everywhere. There is in one corner a frog trying to escape. In general, it seems to have been unscathed in the rampage of the horse, but it is trying to get out the front door. It was probably an ingredient that was going to be used eventually.
Eek. Well, I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure they can't make any more cookies. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I didn't find anything. I know I searched through cupboards here before and found a few things, and I still have them. But yeah.
Well, the brick oven that is set into the wall is not destroyed. It's probably one of the few things in this room that is still intact, though it is cold.
What can I do to a brick oven to make it not work except smash it? Oh, I know. I'm going to use a cantrip on it. I'm going to cast shape stone and just make it one big stone block. Well, yeah,
All right.
I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
You deform it in such a way that it will have to be destroyed in order to essentially repair it.
Yes.
Or
Okay.
another stone mending thing, but
All right.
you know.
And then I will step outside to join Hume and Fenn. And once everybody's together, I want to share with them everything that the Earth Mother told me, as far as plans with the young lady and everything, because now that gave us a lot of information.
Okay, Oz, after you search the second floor, what would you like to do?
Okay, so I found nothing to speak of.
You found bones and dust.
Okay. Well, I go back downstairs.
Okay. You see Hazel exiting as she finished her search of the bottom floor.
I'll follow Hazel out.
All right. The little girl stands up from the steps and kind of watches you all, hands behind your back, patiently waiting what could become of her.
All right. Once everybody's together, I want to tell them what I learned. Is everybody there?
Yes.
Okay. So, my friends, I was visited by what do I want to call it?
Patron.
A deity of some kind. She calls herself the Great Mother, and I believe I told uh, back at the when I first came to Barovia, she visited me in my sleep, and she was the one that gave me the power to go into the ethereal plane. Um, this time she visited, and well, she's afraid. I wasn't sure what to feel about her. She wanted me to spread the word of who she is and what she does, but uh, her task for me now is to do what we have been trying to do with these evil witches, to destroy them, because they were followers of her, but they perverted her teachings and her wishes, and she now wants to destroy them, just like we do. Yes,
Hold on. You said she's the Earth Mother?
she's not the Earth Mother. She calls herself the Mother.
The Mother.
Yeah, and she has
Wasn't that
The Great Mother.
the
the
Great.
Great Mother? Oh, that's like the same god that the Baba Yaga lady worshipped.
Okay. Well, this woman says she likes to bring comfort to people. So I imagine the kind of comfort that those pastries give is what she wishes to give people. But the way the witches make the pastry with the bodies of innocent children, that is not what she wants. So that's a good thing, I think. So she wishes to destroy the three women, just like we wish to do. She, I asked her about this child. Um, she said that if we bring the child to the town, the people of the town will wish to burn the child as a witch. I say under my breath closely to the others so the girl can't hear.
I'll have you roll a stealth for that.
Try to do a stealth. Oh dear.
I'm sorry. What was that?
Oh. Okay. Very quietly, you say this.
Yes, very quietly. So they wish to, if we bring her to the town, the people in the town would it would cause a great bit of hardship and chaos for the town if we were to bring her there. This woman wants me to raise this child. I don't, and she said that if we go to a town named Berez, that if we go to Berez, there is one of her followers there that we could leave the child with. There we go, Berez.
All right.
The Great Mother herself says she resides or can be, that if I wish to speak to her directly, she can be found in the Amber Temple, which I believe is one of the locations we've already talked about going to.
So she's a lot like my buddy Vecna.
Yes. The other thing is, when I told her our difficulties with these witches, she said that there should be a magical way that we can keep them on this plane in order to destroy them. And that I should put my thoughts together with the rest of you to find a way to do it.
magically destroy them.
Well, magically, at least keep them anchored to this plane.
Yeah. What could we do? We could kill them, like, and then I could raise them, raise the dead.
Well, if I think just killing them is the problem. Once they get to a certain, amount of damage, they're going to just go to the ethereal plane.
Yeah. I don't know.
Anything
I
that
have
would,
no ideas.
knock them senseless. Anything that would just knock them senseless would be,
Any kind of
go out.
mind magic.
Well, maybe, if I could cast sleep on them, if that would work. I'm afraid that's not my forte, those types of spells. So, anyway, that's what they said.
Something to think about. But so you're saying we should go to Perez? That's our next step?
Yes, I think if we're going, instead of going to the town where this, we need to go to Perez.
Does anyone know where Perez is?
Not a clue.
Should perhaps Fenn, you have knowledge of this area since you lived here before. Perhaps you know.
Perez wasn't that village we went to with the old lady, right? Or was that Perez?
You can roll history if you'd like to remember from when you were alive.
Okay. So real quickly check my notes, make sure no mention. Perez. Damn it, that was Perez. I don't need to check my brain to know that we know where Perez is. Or we've been to Perez.
We have.
Yes, Perez was in the swamp.
Oh.
That was
woman.
the town called, that was Baba La Saga.
Ah.
She is the one that had the god who worships the Great Mother. And she is the one that is watching over the town people of Perez. So,
boy. Yuck, we don't want to go back there.
but that's where we could drop off the girl.
True, we could drop off the girl.
And maybe if the Great Mother's helping you, then that means maybe Baba La Saga is a potential ally. Maybe she's not ideal, but there's no good people here. We thought Vasily.
That's true.
We thought Vasily was great early on, and turns out that was
not
the wrongest of wrongs.
Turns out he was a big old dick.
Yeah. So maybe Baba La Saga could help us figure out how we can stop these hags.
Right. Maybe, but Baba La Saga, didn't she say they were her sisters? They were like her friends or whatever?
No, she never talked about about the old witches at all.
She did say she was a witch, and she was not ashamed to say it.
Yeah.
True.
So what do we want to do? You want to raise this girl?
I don't think we can
Kind
take
of.
her with us and
I don't
yeah,
think we can take her.
raise her on. That, then we have to try to protect her when we're trying to fight that guy that we don't name.
True.
So we either take her to her parents or we take her to this other place.
Yeah.
Maybe her parents gave her up to the old witches. Let's find out. Why don't you ask the little girl about her parents and how she ended up in the hag's care?
Okay. Oh, my child, did you come to be in this place? In this with these women here?
Depending on what I say, do you think I'm a witch?
My dear, do you think I'm a witch? Everyone does, you know.
Well,
Think you're a witch?
Hazel, even you think you're a witch.
She's like, I think I'm a witch.
But I'm
I
not.
am a witch.
Oh God, am I a witch?
Are
She
you a
says,
bad
you
witch?
weren't like the others, so
I'm not. You
You-
don't have to be either.
you could be a witch, but I've heard that not all witches are mean.
That is very true. They are not all mean.
I heard you talking. Do you think my hometown will think I'm a witch?
Yes, I do. I'm quite certain of it, actually.
That's what my parents said.
Well,
They
they
said
are correct.
the new mayor, she needed
Yes?
someone. She needed a child to go. She grabbed the two boys, but the old lady, she pointed at me. She said I had to go with them. My parents, they already didn't like me, so they didn't think I should stay.
And your parents didn't like you? That what a thing to say. Who would say that?
Well, they, like most people when they meet me, they think I'm cursed. Bad stuff happens around me.
Ah. Well,
I don't know if I should go back to my home.
Do you want bad stuff to happen to them?
To my parents?
Aye.
Is that... Are you saying I as in yourself, or are you agreeing with me? I don't really understand you very well.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I just think they're
If you
misunderstood.
don't want anything bad to happen to the people in your town where you grew up, then maybe we best go to the other place.
Where's the other place? What is this
It's a
other town?
village,
it's in a
village
swamp.
named
The town of Perez?
Yes.
I've heard a lot of bad things about that place. No one goes there. Or at least they don't come back if they do.
Yes, the women that true. She doesn't like people to leave once they're there. I think she's just lonely.
I mean, but she was talkative. She gave up
That's
a lot of
true.
information.
That's true.
She's taking care of her son, the little guy. So
Oh, that's true.
there's that. I don't know how bad, At least she's a mother who cares about children, her children. And she would probably be fine with raising you. And if you do have a magical ability, maybe she could help with that. She can teach you the ways or something.
You think I can? So you do think I'm a witch?
I don't know what you are.
Call it witch, do we?
Right. He's just magically special.
Yes, there we go. Magically special.
Okay. Is that where we're going next?
Is it?
I guess. I mean, it's kind of up to you. Like, if your parents gave you up and they don't want you, what do you want to do with your life?
Well, I can't do it myself, and they should probably have it happen before I grew up. But I don't want those ladies to hurt anyone else. They were
Good.
very mean to those boys.
Well,
What did they do to
were.
the boys?
Well, they threw him in the cage, locked him up, chained them to the wall. They were very rough with them. I don't know if they were okay. Couldn't see them. But I went to sleep on the bed and woke up and those little girls were around me. I didn't know that they were the ladies. I just thought they were other friends. Maybe we could have done something to get out. Work together, like you all work together.
But they were the witches.
Yeah.
How long were they in that child form?
I don't know. I went to bed one night, and when I woke up, they were there. And then, well, that was last night when I woke up, and they were there. And then we spent a few hours talking, and then you all showed up. The boys, they went back to Blocky as well. At least I hope so. The woods are not very nice.
Didn't really think about that. They just kind of
Yeah.
took off, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Well, like the rest of us, we were just scared.
True. Okay. Shall we try to set out?
I guess so. That's kind of the plan, right? Like,
Yep. Yep.
hopefully it's easy to find.
We were just there, so it shouldn't be too hard. Just go back to where we left our boat and take the boat.
Yeah.
The woman will probably find us once we get into her territory. Perhaps we can hand the child off. She'll be happy as a clam to have a child to raise or to help me with. I have to come back and get the child, evidently.
You got a co-parent with this lady?
I guess.
That's funny.
I don't think she's exactly, not evil, but you just does what she does. It's Barovia. It's what passes for not evil.
Yeah, there's not exactly a good and evil in this point. It's just
No,
good
there
and
isn't.
evil and
Yeah.
maybe?
Maybe neutral, maybe? Hopefully. Yeah.
Okay, so how are you gonna get there? It's like quite a few miles.
Oh. Well,
I guess we just start walking then.
yeah,
Yeah.
we do what we do.
Just repeat our steps from last time.
Okay. I guess marching order.
I'll have the child with me, and we should be in a protected spot. Whatever it is.
I'll have Marsh in front.
You can move your tokens around.
Oh, okay.
Like the left side is the front and the right side's the back.
There's Marsh. And then Fenn will be behind Marsh. I'll be on top of my horse. I can't move my horse token.
I can be right before the back. Me and the child.
Okay.
Is that Marsh?
Yeah, that's Marsh.
Okay.
So, you want to be behind Marsh?
Sure.
Okay, then I'll be behind you. And then Hazel, little girl, or little girl Hazel? All right. I believe this is our marching order.
That looks like a great marching order.
Okay. Well, human is shadow. His shadow will take up the rear, I guess. Following in his footsteps. And setting off for the town of Perez, which you would call would be about 5 miles, but that includes hills, so going up and down hills. And do you want to go to your boat where you left it, or do you want to go to the town of Perez first?
Oh, I thought. Oh, so the boat
you left the
is...
boat south of the town because that's where the river went.
Oh, so we'd have to go through to Perez to get to our boat.
Well, it could be a detour to get to your boat, but you wouldn't have to go through the town.
Well, we're just taking the child to Perez, whichever that we need to do. I mean, I thought we'd need to get to the boat to get to Perez because it's kind of on the water. But I guess I don't understand the map. I don't know the map at all.
So, Perez is like, so you're here, Perez is here, and then the boat would be further down here.
Okay. What do you guys think?
Why do we even care about the boat?
I don't know. We don't. I thought it was just a conveyance to get us to the village. But if we don't need it to get to the village, then why would we go to it?
Exactly. We just
Okay.
go straight to Brooks.
So since you are traveling with a child, it's going to take a little longer. Since you don't want the child riding the horse.
You said it's a little 11-year-old child.
Yeah.
Not a little child. 11-year-olds can move as fast as adults.
Trust.
As experience from my recently turned 12-year-old.
An 11-year-old that has been traumatized by witches and told that she's been outcast from her village and going to live in a new spot that's not her parents.
But she said her parents didn't love her.
That is her depiction of her parents.
Yeah, that her parents don't love her.
Yes.
Poor kid.
So she would want to be fine with getting away from her parents if they don't want her. Like a child fine with running away.
Let's just go with it. So we'll just go with it.
Okay.
Okay. So you start to go back the way you came. You aren't you aren't necessarily lost in the same way you were before, because you were looking for the windmill and you just knew it to be a certain direction. You actually walked this path before, and so you walk up and down these hills around the ridges. See the lake that you saw before, saw above the trees, and it takes you some time, but you manage to get to the edge of the fog that was surrounding the entire village. And it's kind of a point of no return if you'd like to go in again. You can always change your minds if you want, but it's up to you. Alright, so you pass the threshold into the
Nobody-
fog.
We don't know what else
And-
to do. What are we
I
gonna
was just
do?
I'm making sure. I don't want somebody to say, I want to do this other thing, but I'm just
Oh,
going along with
alright.
what everyone else said. So you cross the threshold into the fog. Immediately, it's very hard to see, and it gets very cold with the moisture that starts to hit your skin. And the ground beneath your feet starts to get very wet with water. Mud starts to form in pockets. As you're walking, your feet in your shoes like start to stick a little bit, and then more and more as you go in, until you reach a point where when you step, it sinks down into water, not into mud. So you will start walking into the waist-high water that is the town of Perez. And the little girl says, "Is this really my new home? Is this where you're taking me?"
I mean, I don't think you're cut out for the adventuring life, little girl. We can't bring you with us. You might die.
It is certainly the safest place for you. And
What about the town of Kresk? I heard the abbot's really nice.
No, he actually is not human, and he will turn you into a hideous monster.
yes,
I mean, if
yes,
you want to go
no.
there, sure.
No, not even if you want to. He
Okay.
turns people into hideous monsters. That's what he does. He's a terrible person.
Well,
Not
will I be able to see other
big.
children here?
Yes,
don't
you
know.
will. There is another child here.
Oh yeah, there's like a baby,
Yeah.
a little.
Well, might
Boy?
still be a baby.
And it's not for forever.
No, it's not. I will come back for you. I was told that
You
I
promise?
I do. I promised the Great Mother that I would come back for you, and I shall. Probably won't be easy to get you back away from this woman. It won't be easy to get us away from her. It was hard the last time. What did we promise her when we left? We did made some sort of promise, didn't we? Didn't we?
No, no promise.
Okay.
But the water is getting a little deep. Can I ride your horse, please? I don't want to have to swim.
Fine, I'll pull her up.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
My horse can carry two
Pretty
people.
bad.
Oh, or she's about to strike.
Or if
put her on my shoulders, but I'm not that tall myself.
Okay. So you lift her onto your horse, and you venture deeper into the fog. The water gets very deep for the rest of you, and starts soaking into your clothes. And when it feels like it just like can't get any worse, you start to see bugs starting to form on the water and come after you to bite, and it just starts to smell like swamp. You
Yeah.
manage to push through the fog and into the flooded town of Perez.
Ugh. Right, we're in Perez. Let's go find that lady.
Okay.
All right,
I guess-
so
What time is it?
It's 9:07. Oh, you mean of the day?
Yeah.
yeah. Probably like late afternoon, early evening. So you
Mm.
could take a long rest in this town if you want.
We could if we want to. The old lady didn't really live in town, right?
Yeah, we were in her house, I think.
But it wasn't in town.
Oh, she took us to her house. That's true.
Yeah.
We weren't able to get good sleep here. I remember that. Remember that? How we all got permanently weaker after we tried to sleep in this town?
Yeah.
It was kind of nice though, very comfortable.
It was not. I cannot afford to sleep here again.
All right, so what would you like to do?
We have to find the lady, and I think we're going to stay with the plan that we started here. We're going to find the woman and give this child to her, unless people want to do something else.
Well,
Uh,
how would you like to find her?
Yeah,
Because-
that's the thing. How do we find this lady?
She found us the last time. We've been to her house. We can go to her house. She didn't
But we
exactly
took a
blindfold us.
boat to her house.
All right. Well, so we go into the town and we ask for a boat. That we're bringing this child. So whatever we have to do.
She went around the town showing, like, she gave a guided tour. She didn't go directly to her house. That's the thing. So if you want, you can try and remember how to get there. You can roll survival or history or something.
Try to remember how I got there. And I will roll a survival.
You were also very exhausted when you
Damn it.
were last here, so it's like finding a place at night when you usually go there during the day. It's like none of these landmarks look alike.
I'm just gonna wait out and go into one of the houses and ask for directions.
Are you gonna go into a house or knock on the door?
I will knock on a door, I guess,
Okay.
because it'd probably be a little rude to just bust in.
Okay. So you wade up with your horse to one of the houses and climb a staircase leading from the water up to the platform and knock on one of the doors. Do you have? Is it just you by yourself, or is somebody else going with you?
I think it's just me and Marsh.
Okay. You knock on the door, and after a while, probably about 30 seconds, it feels like nobody's home. But after you feel like you're about to turn around and head back down the steps, you hear from the other side several latches and clicking of metal and wood, and like it sounds like this person has a lot of locks on their door. And with one final like scrape of wood against wood, and a creak of the door, out pokes the head of an old woman.
Hello, ma'am.
Ah,
Sorry.
demon, undead! She goes to close the door.
No. I'm just looking for Baba Lysaga.
The devil is back!
Do you know where Baba Lysaga is?
Huh? You're not with the devil?
No, I'm not with the devil.
A likely story. Lysaga?
Yeah, I'm looking for Lysaga.
You can't miss her. She's just around the road.
Are you the priest? Or are you
Huh?
Shatoi?
What?
Do you know where Shatoi is?
I don't know who that is.
What are we talking? What? Who?
Okay. All right. She's just down the road. Which direction? This way? That way? Which way?
Down the big road. You can't miss it.
What big road? There's water everywhere.
You need to open your eyes. You can't see the obvious in front of you. In fact, I can see two undead right in front of me. Are you sure you're not with the devil?
We're not with the devil. I swear. I swear on Tempest's holiest of deities, we're not with the devil. So
If I get you a Bible, will you burn?
No, but I would gladly take your Bible if you don't need it.
No, it's mine. You can't have it. Don't try to take my things. Coming into my home and telling me you'll steal from me, threatening me with unlife.
I'm not threatening you with unlife or anything. I just need directions. We're just looking for Lysaga.
Like I've told you 1,000 times already. I remember. You asked before, haven't you?
Yeah.
These young ones can't remember anything. Just you see that road? She points to the river in front of everything. Go down there and you'll find Miss Lysaga.
Okay, we can follow those directions.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Sorry to disturb you. Back to you.
I expect something in return for information. I don't come cheap.
Oh God, give me strength. I give her I'll give her a gold.
She takes it and looks at it and says, "This isn't the local currency. What are you trying to swindle me?"
This is this is gold. This is good anywhere.
I'll take your money and you can have a good day, mister. She turns away and slams the door in your face.
Oh my God. This is a retirement community. That's what this is. This is where adventurers come to die.
Yeah. Jeepers.
All right, I guess this used to be a road, so we'll just continue wading through.
Okay.
Nobody offered us there's no boats
what was that?
anywhere. There's no boats anywhere, like, little tied up boats. Boat for hire. Nothing like that.
Yes, at each of these docks, you see, like it looks like as if somebody would park their car in a driveway. These boats, there's one boat at each dock.
Yard boat.
So you would be taking somebody's boat from their home.
Oh.
Essentially, just think of it as like cars, and like the road is the river, and your the boats on the piers are people's travel method. It's not a retirement home, it's a retirement community. They're free to leave their homes and participate, but
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, so do you wade down? Do you grab a boat and head down? What would you like to do?
Well, I don't want to steal somebody's boat. I mean, that would put us in trouble, so we're probably going to have to wade. Unless we see a sign or something, somebody out there with boats for rent. Old Sam's boat rental.
I used to be an adventurer like you until I took a marlin to the knee.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So you just wade down the path that you were told?
Yes, I think we do that. Yes.
Okay, I'm just confirming that that's what you want to do.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So you continue to walk down. Fenn, you get back on your horse, and everyone pushes through. And it takes a little bit longer since you are pushing your bodies through the moisture of the swamp. But you do manage to walk all the way down and get to the hut that you recognize as Baba Lasada's.
All right. Well, I'll leave this to the witches to communicate and,
Yes.
work out your.
So I take the young lady and by the hand. We go to the house and knock on the door politely.
Okay. So you wade up and you climb the steps from the pier, to the front of the door, and you knock rather loudly, and you wait and wait. You wait a little longer. Minute passes. No answer. Maybe she's out getting groceries. You don't hear any answer coming from the other side of the door.
I'm gonna wait. I mean, she's an old lady. It takes a while. I'm fine. We take a while.
Well, you didn't even hear a sound of a wait a moment or any kind of creaking coming from inside the hut.
People don't stay home all the time. So, is this like out on stilts or whatever?
Yes.
Is there any dry land anywhere?
No, it is all underneath. About 3 feet of water.
Well, folks, she appears to be not home.
Just maybe try going in.
Will she like that? Will she?
I don't know. Freaking. Just take the kid and go. Get in there. Just give her the kid.
Just leave the child on the tourist step. She's already been abandoned before.
Yeah, there's nothing else we can do. So we go inside and we drop the kid off and we leave. Because if she's not home, she's not home.
Do you go inside? Yes.
We're told to do something and now we can't do the thing. Yeah, of course I do. Where else no, I don't have anywhere else to go. So yeah, that's what I do.
Okay. So you enter the hut and see it pretty much exactly like you left it before. All of the furniture is bolted to the floor except for the crib in the center. There's cupboards, beds, a chest, a desk, and a sink with a bucket.
With a bucket.
Buckets are very
Very helpful.
Is the floor glowing?
Oh yes, there's a slight green glow to the floor.
Yep.
Coming from the floorboards, not the floor is glowing, but through the very thin slats there is a slight green glow.
Yep.
Hazel and Lileni are inside. She's kind of looking around, looking at the beds, the desk, kind of exploring. She turns to Hazel and says, "Is this where you're leaving me?"
Yes, dear. This is the home of the Savada Yaga. What's her name?
Baba
Something
Lasaga.
Yaga. Baba Lasaga. She is the person that the Great Mother deity has told me to take care of you until I can come back safely and to safely, leave this area. Nothing is safe right now.
Okay. She walks up to the crib. Is this where the baby sleeps?
Yes.
What's his name?
I should
Oh.
remember the name.
His name is Stradzi.
Stradzi. Yes,
Stradzi.
Stradzi.
Named after a dish the hag, a food from the
Yeah.
hag's homeland named Stroganoff.
Yeah.
Stroganoff.
Yeah. Nothing at all like, the other name that we're never supposed to say.
While they're inside the hut, Fenn's gonna look around for that dragon skull that Marsh was talking about.
Okay. Are you by yourself, or do you want to have other people go with you?
I mean, I'm gonna tell Hume and Oz. It's like, yeah, like last time we were here, my buddy kind of did a little investigating and found like a giant dragon skull behind her house. So I'm gonna go look for that.
Yeah.
Just so you know where I am. Me and Marsh and my horse are gonna go check it out. If I don't know if any of you guys wanted to come, or if you want to stay here and wait for Hazel to work out her.
Here does not seem. Here doesn't seem interesting, so I'm gonna follow you. I'll leave my shadow here just in case to keep it in protection.
Thank you. Yes, we might need it when they come back.
So
No, are we at the front door or?
you're at the dock. So
Okay,
Hazel
and Hazel's.
Hazel and Lileni are inside the hut, and then the guys are out at the pier. So
Okay.
Hume will leave his shadow on the dock. Oz, what did you say you were gonna do?
I'll stay with the. I think Hazel will be fine there. I'll stay with the rest of the party.
Okay, so you'll follow
Oh yes.
Fenn? Okay. So all the guys leave the shadow at the dock and go around wading through the waist high. It's probably about like shoulder high for Oz, but waist high for everyone else to go around and check out the back of the hut. And when you do so, you see that the behind the hut is a lot of overgrowth. It was hard to see before with Captain Marsh even though he was glowing, he didn't see a lot of the outside. He mostly went inside it. But you go around and notice that it looks kind of like a large bush that has overgrown out of the swamp behind the hut.
Okay.
And you pull some of the vines overgrowth away from it, and you see a large ivory skull behind the hut. It's elongated, very large teeth. Looks to be a dragon skull.
Whoa.
Ooh.
I'm gonna start investigating. I think, searching if there is the rest of a body of the dragon.
Okay. Make an investigation.
I assume Marsh will be helping me too.
Well, Marsh can give you the help action, which gives you survive or advantage if you want.
Okay, I'll do that. Investigation.
Oh.
With that advantage.
Well, I mean, you don't see any sign of any other dragon. You just see this skull of a once dead, long ago dead dragon. You really don't see much. I mean, it could be under the water, but like when you kick around the water, it just doesn't seem to be anything.
You guys see any body outside of the skull, or is it just the skull? Is it the rest of the group?
I haven't seen anything
Mm.
as I peer through the undergrowth and
Do you think she downed it? I mean, maybe it's a trophy.
There's only one dragon that's known in this area. You know?
Which dragon is that?
The dragon that the Lord Argynvost,
Oh.
owner of Argynvostold. Remember, we went to his mansion. There's a bunch of undead, but they wanted us to.
They wanted us to bring the heart back to them. The heart of the dragon.
But why is the body here? Is what I'm saying. Like, why is the skull here? Where's the rest of it? And like, didn't Strahd kill it? Like, didn't the bad dude, the tyrant, kill it? This just doesn't make sense why it's here or where the rest of it is. Are there any signs of, I guess, damage on the skull?
Well, with that investigation, you see it's looks like it's been smoothed out. Any damage that it has had in the past might have been like mended or just worn away with the surrounding water. Could have done it over time as well. You don't see any damage to it.
And it's underwater because there's no land.
Yeah.
It's partially underwater. I mean, it's a dragon skull, but there's only like 3 feet of water.
Oh. What can I do with this?
Actually, if you want, you can roll a medicine check to make a new roll.
Okay.
To see the damage that's been, if there is any.
14.
So you're looking around, you don't see any sign of any other bones, and you're kind of like very confused at that, and it's kind of clouding your head. And you look at the skull, and you finally start to focus, and you do see signs of very aged battle a long time ago it possibly made some sort of damages to the skull. Whoever
Hmm.
whoever took down this dragon, the dragon put up quite a fight.
All right, I see damage on this dragon.
Aye.
But gosh, I don't know who did it, but I mean, it was quite a battle, it seems like. I think maybe this is Argynvost's skull.
I guess that would add up since that's the only dragon we know about.
Yeah. Well, again, why is it here? I'm gonna kind of continue searching around, seeing if there's anything else that I can find around this skull or in this area.
Okay. You continue to search, but this is the main attraction, as it were.
Yeah.
While you think about that, Hazel, what is going on with you and Lil Lenny in the hut?
We are waiting patiently. We're not going to be snooping around or anything. We're just talking. Uh, I'm trying to help her feel more at ease. And I already know this place is sketchy. Uh, I see any evidence of where this woman might have been, or where if she's left for a good long time, or what?
So what specifically are you looking for to would indicate that she's be gone a long time or a short time?
That's yeah. I was wondering.
Right, but what are you looking for specifics? I don't know what to
Oh.
give you if you.
Did she leave food on the table? Does it look to me like someone left hurriedly? Like someone's coming back? Is there fresh groceries around? Or is it cleaned out? Does it look like they've gone for a time?
Okay. The I mean, no. It looks very clean. It doesn't look cleaned out, as it were.
Yeah.
There are some like a few scraps of paper on the desk. The bucket is in the sink, tidily put away until you need it again. Um, the beds are made. They're not like hotel room good, like
Mm-hmm.
pristine and perfect, but they are like the blanket is pulled up. Lileni tries to like feel out the bed, like, oh, this is where I'm gonna be sleeping. Great, cool, new bed. But you don't see the child in the crib. It is very neatly put away, like all the other beds. Um, um yeah,
Okay.
there's still a trunk here, so she's probably making her way back, though you don't know when.
Okay. Making her way back. We just don't know when. Um. Okay. Well,
Okay. Um. little Lenny will like be kind of feeling out the bed. And she'll ask you, so is she nice? Is she who is this person? She'll be looking after me, so I guess I should know a little bit about her.
Yes, she was very nice when we met with her. She's very similar to the women that you were with, except that you won't see her do evil things. She was very she has this young child, and she's very sweet to this child she has. I um and she is very protective of the people that live in the town um that's nearby here in the town of Dresk.
Well,
So
Perez.
Berez. And you may find this house interesting if you notice that the house is sort of magical. And I think the house moves. I haven't seen it move, but if you notice, everything's kind of tied down as if you're on a boat.
that is weird. I did see
Yes. Wouldn't that be fun and interesting, though, if you were in a house that moved?
You said that she was like the women I was with, but not mean. So how would she be like the women I was with? I only saw
Well,
them mean things.
well, in other words, she's old and she talks sweetly, but she doesn't do mean things. Not that I know of. I
Okay.
would love to speak with her before I leave you here. I know that you would be safe here, but I would really like to speak with her, which is why I'm waiting patiently.
There's some paper on the desk. You want to write a note?
I can do that. I'll write a note. So I will write a note to the effect of that I will be back for this child, and that the and I'll just tell her that the Great Mother appeared to me in a vision and instructed me to leave this child with her, and that I will be back for it at the behest of the Great Mother. And so I will invoke that name strongly in the letter as far as the reasoning for leaving the child there and all that.
Okay. Little Lenny
I
kind
don't
of.
know what to do to make the woman be there. And it's, I if she's not there, she's not there. And we can't stay the night because then we will permanently become weak until we just have to we can't do that.
Little Lenny sighs pretty heavily when you're writing your note and says, I'm kind of hungry. Do you have any snacks or anything to eat?"
Yes, I will give her some food.
What food do you have on you?
I don't know. I have like rations. Apple,
Hardtack and jerky.
yeah, and perhaps there's food in the house. I don't know.
Okay. She kind of looks disappointed at the dried foods and just like, all right, accepts the fact that she's gonna be living like this and slowly takes a couple bites out of the bread. Does the thing where you take a bite and like pull really hard with your teeth and then a chunk
Okay.
comes off and just like a
Uh,
chunk that's too big to eat just like fills her mouth.
their food. Yeah, everybody else is still outside, right? So yeah.
Yes. Um. Okay. What would the outside party like to do?
Hmm. I assume we've kind of searched what we can of this area.
Yes, so you found a partially submerged dragon skull that has been worn with battle. It is overgrown with weeds, vines, thorns, bushes behind Baba Saga's hut. And not much else.
I'm gonna take a tooth from the skull, if there are teeth.
Yes, there are teeth.
So I'm gonna take a tooth from the skull.
Okay. I'll have you
Do like a strength
make an
or
attack.
Okay.
Because you probably want to chop it. These are very thick teeth.
I'll just use my Mace of Terror on it. It's 20.
Okay. So you take a big swing at the teeth, one of the teeth, and you smack it, and it kind of cracks. A large crack appears, and you're able to wiggle it off, like a loose tooth, and pull a fairly large dragon tooth off of it.
Yay! And I'm gonna pocket this. I'm gonna pocket this tooth.
Okay. Probably weighs like 2 pounds.
Okay. And then I'm gonna say like, let's just head back. I don't think there's much else here.
Okay, so you wade back to the dock where the shadow is waiting. Hazel, now that you've left a note, are you gonna wait a little longer, or are you gonna head back to the party? Hazel?
We've lost Hazel.
Hazel will be right back. She's
Oh,
just
okay.
away. She's away from keyboard for a moment.
Okay. So while we're waiting, where would you like to go to next?
Sorry, I had to pee. Okay.
So the party has reconvened at the dock. You're kind of waiting impatiently, so occasionally you'll look out the front door and you see that the rest of the party has come back to wading through the water, come back to the dock, the pier.
Well,
So do you go down and meet up with them, or are you waiting for a little bit
I will
longer?
go talk to them. Well, yeah, I'll go down and talk to them. I left a note for the woman. We can't wait here too long. We can't spend the night here, so I have left a note, and I'm leaving the child there in the house. She should be safe there. That is what I said to them.
We found a skull, a very large skull.
Very cool. Excellent.
It was pretty cool. Fenn got a souvenir.
Oh, good. All right, we've done what we needed to do. Let's leave this swamp so we can sleep somewhere safe tonight.
I'm all for that.
Did you investigate her house if she wasn't home?
I tried not to snoop around too much, but I did look around enough to know that they haven't left for any good length of time. They'll be back, but it could be longer than we wish to wait.
I'm just curious where she went.
Oh, how would I know? I found no clues as to where she went. She's a busybody in the area. She could be off delivering a baby. She could be being, who knows? She's sort of a administrator around here. Who knows? So,
Okay. Well, where to next?
out of the swamp to find dry land.
Well, where were we heading before we decided that we needed to go to the lighthouse? We were or not the
We
lighthouse, the
weren't
windmill.
really headed anywhere. We were
Right, we were just leaving the swamp by going south. Is all that we were just trying to get out of the swamp,
yeah.
and
And
we
there was
ended
that
up
bridge.
going south, which and got to the bridge,
The
right?
bridge. Mhm. And rather than
Which
go
the
up to
and
the
then the
bridge, we
DM
left.
prepared for us to do stuff there. So, do you want to head back towards that bridge?
I mean, I guess.
You can go anywhere. Where are you wanting to go? I was
I haven't
preparing
a
for that
blood-
because you said you were
I
going that
haven't a
direction.
bloody idea. I have no idea what we're doing.
You have check your quest log.
Uh,
To the very top of the journal.
For all of us? Or just for him?
Yeah, for everyone.
For everyone. It's all your
and you can
quest logs.
add notes and stuff to it.
Before. And now my mouse quit working. Okay. Ah.
So we were just at the windmill full of powerful, crazy witches that steal kids.
I think the Amber Temple might be a place to go.
We have no idea where it is, though. We don't even have any clue. No idea what direction to go in.
We can cross off number 9.
Well, we've been there, but
Sword of Power is behind. Maybe it's at the Amber Temple. Pick up kids from Mordenkainen's pad.
Yeah, that's like like Victor, the kid we saved
Oh yeah.
in Valaki. He's
But
getting
we don't know where
trained.
that is either.
He's getting trained by Mordenkainen. No, but I could ask.
Well, let's ask around. Let's find a place where we can go ask where these things are.
Well, getting to a place to ask where things are would it require you to go to a place? What place would you like to go to?
Well, we can find out where that road that the bridge is. No, the bridge was really old and destroyed, wasn't it?
It was also 500 feet above the river.
Right, and yeah. We don't have any kind of a map or anything, do we?
No, you do not.
We should have put some points in that.
If you ask me about the direction of a place you've already been, I can give you a cardinal direction.
Is there a place we've already been, you guys, that we could go back to and ask directions to places?
I mean, there's Kresk, the abbot. Winery.
Winery is probably the happiest people. The abbot might be the most knowledgeable. Should we go to where he is and see if he'll help us? If he's home? I mean, we could travel all the way there and find out he's not home. Maybe going to a town would be better. Anybody else have any ideas?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm kind of stuck.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to do
Yeah.
because I don't
Yeah.
think we're strong enough. I kind of feel like this old lady, Baba Saga, is a potential for information or allyship or something, but
We can't stay there because we can't spend the night there.
why? Like,
The last time we slept there, what happened?
we
We all
lost.
permanently lost points in everything.
Yes. Yes.
Ability scores, hit points.
Everything.
It was devastating.
It was
You didn't-
We
devastating.
cannot spend the night here.
You
Yeah,
didn't
we
lose
lost-
hit points. You just lost the ability.
Everything else.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
the
No, I
ability.
lost 5
scores.
hit points permanently.
That was from something else. That was not from sleeping.
Well, but anyway, I can't afford
Okay.
to. I can't if I if I lose any more points, I won't have enough health to have my heartbeat. I'll be too weak to walk.
In 5e, if one of your abilities scores goes to 0, you die
Mhm.
outright.
Yeah, so let's not do that. I'm already extremely low.
How low are your ability scores?
Low. The health, I mean the strength is like 5. Hang on, let me look. I have a -1 in strength. My strength is a 7.
My charisma is 6.
Yeah. So no, we can't afford to spend the night there.
All right. Well, that brings up the next question of: do you want to go to Kresk? Is that was sound like the option that is
Well-
the most beneficial?
Perhaps there'll be someone there that can help us. The abbot, I mean, yeah, if anyone's home, I mean, it doesn't matter where we go if there's no one there to help us when we
The
get
reason
there.
to go to Kresk would be what, to talk to the abbot again?
Yes, because the abbot may well have information about the the Amber Temple. He was the one that told us about it. He was the one that told us all about the beans and all that stuff, remember?
If you guys are cool with doing I have a personal quest.
Sure.
I need to go south. There is a big orange stone blocking an entrance to a building that I need to go investigate.
Okay, sure.
All right.
We'll do that. Why not?
Oh, also, we still have Wolfman issues.
Wolfman. Oh,
Right.
right.
We were all attacked by
Uh-huh.
werewolves, and
I-
so that's
I
still an
managed to
issue.
fight it off.
No, like just because you fought it off means you didn't turn then,
Oh,
but next full moon
I see.
we will turn.
Oh, well, let's not do that.
If that happens, I should cut your head off with a silver sword. Is that right?
Well, no, because
That's
you would
right.
also be turned.
Oh, I don't have a curse.
Really?
I don't believe I got bit.
Then it's just myself and Hazel. So yeah, there's that. Let's see. My notes say go south, see a big orange stone blocking an entrance to a building. Curse removal spell to remove Wolfman curse won't work. There's a specific thing we need to do to remove the Wolfman curse.
Wolfman.
It's a specific kind of curse. Yeah. If you guys are cool with it, we could head
Sure.
south so I
Let's
can
do it.
investigate this orange stone.
Let's do it.
As long as we're out of this village.
Okay.
Try to remember the other things we need to do as we go.
Okay. So, you've been on this pier discussing where to go next. And you decide to jump into the water, go back down, go the way you came or you went before last time you were here. So it's pretty familiar. And as you turn to go south, you see two rowboats being pulled by nothing you can see. And in the furthest rowboat from you, you see a large deer that has been slaughtered and is kind of head lolling over the side of the rowboat. And in the rowboat in front, leading the two, you see Babala Saga. And she gets close to all of you. And she sees you before you leave and says, "Oh, don't go. I just got dinner. Wouldn't you like to stay for more hospitality?" And that's where we'll end it tonight.
Okay. All right. Real good. You don't have to leave the kid stranded without talking to somebody. Oh,